So most people get their best ideas in the shower, but this entrepreneur got her $30 million idea while sitting on the toilet. Hey there, my name is Shash. I'm the founder of Linx Digital, where we help e-commerce stores grow to 7 and 8 figures with the power of YouTube advertising. And in this video, I'm going to break down a very successful ad that sells poop stools. And yes, poop stools. You'll see what they are in a second, but let's talk about how this happened. So you'll discover the key components of this video ad that has had over 38 million views. And this helped this company go from $2.7 million to $15 million sales in 1 year. And so without further ado, let's dive deep in. They say necessity is the mother of invention, and there's nothing more necessary than the need to poop regularly. Julie Edwards struggled to relieve herself without trouble her entire life. So when her physical therapist told her the solution lied in a stack of books, Judy thought she was being made fun of. But after spending a lifetime trying every constipation cure without any success, she decided to give it a go. So the next time Mother Nature called, she went into the toilet with a bunch of books, placed them near the toilet, she sat down on it and placed her feet on top of the books. But little did she know that this happy bathroom trip would change her life forever and make her a multimillionaire. See, when Judy came out of the bathroom and she told her husband and her son what happened, they just laughed at her. Yet after Judy mentioned what her physical therapist had suggested she do, she put in a search on Google to see if there was any more truth to this and what she experienced in terms of putting the books on the floor of the toilet so she would be, relieving from a hard position, as they say. So what they discovered blew their minds. During their research, her husband and her son discovered that they had been doing number 2 wrong all this time. Turned out in Africa and China, they use squatty potties, or a hole in the floor, as a toilet for a reason. And it has to do with how our bowels are designed. Because believe it or not, squatting is a more natural position to do number 2. So placing the books on the floor finally helped Judy relieve herself in a more comfortable position. Now, I know you're not here on a lesson on how to poop, but I promise this is part of the story on how this e-commerce brand grew to a very high level. After the son, Bobby, read up on squatting and bowel movements, he had an idea. He wanted to create something to replicate the stack of books because the feet up position was the secret. So he got to work, and that's how the first poop stool was born. It was big, bulky, and heavy. But Judy loved it, Bobby loved it, and the whole family said goodbye to any bathroom issues forever. So they decided to give this poop stool to their family and friends for Christmas. At first, their friends thought it was some sort of prank, right? But when they eventually tried using the stool, they couldn't stop talking about it. That's when Bobby knew he was onto something. He realized there were a ton of people like him who were struggling to go do number 2. There was really nothing on the market that could solve the problem in the same effortless way as the poop stool. So he knew that this poop stool could be big. As much as people loved the stool and the idea, everyone hated talking about poop. So Bobby had to figure out how to talk about the poop problem and do it in a funny, humorous way which wouldn't make people uncomfortable and also was educational. So he decided to ask for help from none other than the Harmon brothers. This was when everything changed. I'll tell you why and break down the ad in a second. But first, it's important to know how much Harmon brothers quoted Bobby to create the ad. I hope you're sitting down because drum roll, boom, 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 boom. It was $250,000. $250,000 for an ad. That's pretty high, huh? Well, Bobby thought so too. But having been laughed at previously, he decided to pull the trigger and pony up the fee. Turns out it was the best thing he could have done. In just 1 year, they went from 2.7 million in sales to making over $15 million. Now, you might be thinking, where did he get that much money for the ad? That's a fair question, but before I share the answer, make sure to subscribe so I can keep making more of these breakdown videos for you. So, like I said, before Bobby paid the $250,000 to the Harmon brothers, he tried to do it solo. Initially, he'd taken out a loan of $35,000 to build a website and order 2,000 units from China. So they had a fancy website and a great product in stock. But the problem was no one knew about Squatty Potty yet. So Bobby decided to take care of the marketing side of the business. And he used the oldest form of advertising, which is word of mouth. It helped the company grow from selling 1 to 2 stools a day to 10 stools a day. So seeing his product was selling, Bobby decided to start doing trade shows. So for example, they went to a local Women Want Expo. Their poop stool booth stood next to the Botox, nail, and hair extension booths. And that's where they were almost laughed at. They didn't really sell that many at the expo. So after the expo, Bobby got discouraged and almost quit. Not only did he feel completely out of place at the expo, he also realized their messaging was messy and all over the place. But his mom, Judy, saw this as an opportunity to craft the message and content, so they got to work. While they worked on crafting the company's message, she started reaching out to health practitioners, doctors, and anyone who could plug their poop stool. He would send out a free Squatty Potty in exchange for them writing a blog review. And this tactic was wildly successful because in the first year they sold over $1 million. As the company grew more and more popular, he got a call from the Dr. Oz show. When the episode aired, the entire country learned about the Squatty Potty. And they made over $2.7 million in their second year. But in 2013, which was their third year in, their sales started to slow a bit. So Bobby had to do something because he saw how wildly successful TV could be for his company. Bobby decided there was no better place to take Squatty Potty than Shark Tank. He had to apply twice before him and his mom could stand in front of the sharks. And when they did, they almost didn't get the deal. But at the very last minute, Lori, one of the sharks, offered a deal they couldn't refuse. Bobby and his mom got $350,000 in exchange for 10% equity for Lori. And after the episode aired, Squatty Potty sold over $350,000 in just the first 24 hours. Most people think that Shark Tank is what made the company successful and helped them sell over $30 million and become a household name. But really, it was the famous pooping unicorn ad done by the Harmon brothers that really skyrocketed sales. Now, before I do the ad breakdown, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like and hit the subscribe button. And take a look at our other videos where I do similar ad breakdowns. I think you're gonna like them. Not many people know this, but at first Harmon brothers refused to work with Squatty Potty. Why? Because it's such a difficult topic. Nobody likes to talk about pooping. Plus, it was hard to come up with an idea that wasn't overused before. But it was one of the Harmon brothers' wives who tried the potty, who loved it, that convinced them to take the project on. What they needed though was a unique hook, one that didn't immediately gross people out. So what did they choose? They chose ice cream, and that's where the idea of soft serve ice cream was born. It then spiraled all the way down to the unicorn. To date, the ad's been viewed over 38 million times. So let's break it down.
This is where your ice cream comes from. The creamy poop of a mystic unicorn.
So immediately the ad grabs your attention because it shows a unicorn popping out ice cream. Most people like ice cream, so they're immediately hooked in because they want to know what's up with this unicorn and the night, and they keep watching.
Totally clean, totally cool, and soft served straight from a sphincter. They're good at pooping. But you know who sucks at pooping? You do.
So then they call out the audience, right? So he says they're good at pooping, but you know who sucks at pooping? You do. So they basically hooked the viewer in, and then they call out their ideal audience. So anybody who has pooping problems is immediately going to be interested in this ad.
That's because when you sit on a porcelain throne, this muscle puts a kink in the hose and stops the Ben and Jerry's from sliding out smoothly. Is that a problem? I don't know, are hemorrhoids a problem? Because sitting at this angle can cause hemorrhoids, bloating, constipation, and a buttload of other crap. And seriously, unicorn hemorrhoids? The glitter gets everywhere. But what happens when you go from a sit to a squat? Voila, this muscle relaxes and that kink goes away faster than Pegasus laying sweet sherbet dookie.
So now that the ad has your attention, they moved into the educational piece where they explained how this works, right? Like how actually like the way most people poop on their toilet seats it's just completely broken, and they do it with this unicorn and ice cream analogy. So it's kind of a funny educational way to cover the topic, but without being gross.
Now your colon's open and ready for battle. That's because our bodies were made to poop in a squat, and now there's a product that lets you squat in your own home. Introducing the Squatty Potty. No, Squatty Potty is not a joke. And yes, it will give you the best poop of your life, guaranteed. I don't just mean you bloated lords and hemorrhoidal ladies. I mean everyone.
So right off the bat, they address the biggest objection, that the product is not a joke and it actually works.
Kink, unkink. Kink, unkink. It's simple science, really.
After that, they basically address another objection, that this product works for pretty much everybody. Using humor, they continue calling out objection after objection. They mix the pain points with humor, right? So they're talking about hemorrhoid and bloating, but they're also using humor to address those points. So basically allows them to talk about this topic without, grossing people out. And yeah, the humor is just essential. That's what makes this work.
Can't get the last scoop out of the carton. With the Squatty Potty, you get complete elimination. Spend too much time on the chamber pot? The Squatty Potty makes you go twice as fast or your money back.
And this part is very interesting, right? They're talking about 130 seconds being kind of the average pooping time, while with the Squatty Potty, it becomes 50 seconds. So your poops are faster and more efficient.
I scream, you scream, and plop, plop, baby. Maybe you're sore from squeezing out solid globs of rocky road. The Squatty Potty gives you a smooth stream of froyo that glides like a virgin swan. Plus, when you're done, it tucks neatly out of sight, thanks to its innovative, patented design. Truly a footstool fit for a constipated king. So, if you're a human being who poops from your butt, click here to order your Squatty Potty today at squattypotty.com.
So one of the things they do in the call to action is actually tell them to click here, and they also put the website URL in there. So the Harmon brothers, they always do this, ensures that people actually click on the ad. Notice how the first CTA is 1 minute 50 in.
I wish you tried it years ago. And if you don't trust the prince, how about your doctor? Shark Tank, HuffPost, NPR, Men's Health, Howard Stern? He poops from his butt. They're all crazy about the Squatty Potty. Not to mention the 2,000 Amazon users who gave the Squatty Potty 5 stars, including the author of this moving haiku.
Oh, Squatty Potty, you fill me with endless joy, yet leave me empty.
So over here, they also showcase the social proof they have from being featured in Dr. Oz, NPR, and many high-profile shows, etc. So you're talking about user reviews, you're talking about media appearances. So this is very, very powerful, right? It's just basically showcasing credibility in the ad itself.
So order your Squatty Potty today. I'm not saying it will make your poop as soft as this cookies and cream, but I'm not saying it won't. Squatty Potty, the stool for better stools. Pooping will never be the same.
So as you can notice, they have more than one call to action. And yeah, as you can see, this Squatty Potty had a great deal of success before they shot this ad. They were grossing 7 figures a year and growing slowly but surely. However, this was the YouTube ad that really helped their business get to nearly $30 million a year. It also helped them secure an 8-figure deal to sell half of their company. And while $250,000 is a lot of money to create an ad, they got massive ROI on this. So you could actually say $250K was a steal. But the good news is you don't have to spend $250,000 to get great results, because the framework of this ad is simple, and we've been able to create ads that have generated over $1 million in sales following similar frameworks and really spending only a few $1,000s. So you can definitely create an ad on a much lower budget and be able to get some really impressive results following a similar framework where you use a lot of humor and demonstration and education to sell the product. And if you need any help with that, you should go check out our Linx Digital Agency course, where we actually cover how to shoot e-commerce ads, and we also cover how to run e-commerce YouTube ads. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you haven't subbed already, smash the subscribe button. Go watch the next breakdown. I'll have a link below to a breakdown of another e-com product called Aura Brush. Cheers, until next time.